If you could snap your fingers and bring back one Heavy Seas beer that you don't currently brew, what would it be?
Oh, that's such a good one.
Aloha, BMore Brew Crew members. Welcome back to the bar. We are here in Halethorpe, Maryland, just outside of Baltimore at the Heavy Seas Taproom. And I am joined by craft brew royalty, Miss Carolyn Sisson, who is going to be having a beer with me today to discuss Heavy Seas, all the amazing things going on. You guys are producing some amazing award-winning beers, and I am excited for this conversation. So what is your favorite non-Heavy Seas beer?
Okay, I get that question all the time, and
Oh, see, I'm not original. I'm sorry.
I'm not trying to cop out when I say this. I can't really pick one because I've had so many good beers, but I can tell you my favorite style.
All right, go for it.
My favorite style is a Schwarzbier, a dark lager, and because IPAs are so popular, and again, we're in the beer selling business, I mean, you don't see too many Schwarzbiers poking out.
Sure.
So when I am out and I see a Schwarzbier on tap, no doubt I'm ordering it.
Yeah.
I'm drinking it. So that is what I hunt for.
It's all good. When people ask me the same thing, like, what's your favorite beer? I'm like, how do I answer that? Like, there's so many staples I have every year that are my go-tos. It's like, I can't just pick one.
Yeah, Checker Spot. I was just at Checker Spot. They had a really good dark lager, and I'm forgetting the name of it. And also, I was at Diamondback like a couple weeks ago, and they had their Czech dark lager on tap. And just, so that's my favorite style. So those kind of stands out to me when I get that kind of question.
Do people give you shit when they see you drinking anything else than Heavy Seas?
No.
Really? They don't?
I think so.
No, they don't. Seriously.
Let's be real, though. When I am out and I see our beer on tap, I will order it because I have to. And I love the beer that we make. And yes, I might be biased, but like
No, I like the beer you make.
We've been around for 28 years, and I think there's some reason to that. I mean, we make some very high quality, awesome craft beers.
You do?
And
fantastic.
So, I mean, I'm it's not like I'm being forced to drink a loose cannon again. I love loose cannons.
Exactly. It's good. For me, it's like Blackbeard's Breakfast, like Red Eclipse. Those are great beers. Like, you're not going to force my hand.
Sure.
Those are my go-tos.
Right, right.
We've done some great reviews on those, by the way.
Yeah, check them out.
Yeah. Okay, so if you could snap your fingers and bring back one Heavy Seas beer that you don't currently brew, what would it be?
Oh, that's such a good one. So there's a couple that come to mind. One
Henry Lager. I wish you would snap your finger and say Henry Lager.
So actually, if we're going that far back, part of our in the early 2000s, maybe even a little in the late 1990s, we actually acquired Oxford Brewing. And when we did that, we were producing a raspberry wheat ale, and that was so good.
Oh, that sounds good.
And that's one of those beers that when I was like in college.
Oh, that was a college beer?
It was delicious.
See, for me, that was the McHenry Lager.
Right.
We used to make special trips down to the Inner Harbor because we knew that Hooters at the Inner Harbor would have it on tap, and it was just like, that was, for whatever reason, my early drinking days, that caught on with me, and I miss that.
The Oxford Raspberry Wheat is one I remember with just fond memories. The beer that we were talking about in the lab, Siren Noir, that's a great beer too. I like dark beers as well. So
anything with chocolate or cocoa?
That was an awesome imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels with cocoa nibs. Beautiful, delicious, just amazing beer. We unfortunately don't release it anymore, but I won't say never say never. Maybe it'll come back in the future, but that is one that I loved drinking when it was out. We had a summertime beer called Smooth Sail for a little while. That was just a good citrus infused summer ale. I'm a summer girl. Like packing a cooler with some beers and sandwiches and just loving my life on the beach. And that
I could totally picture this hazy down in Ocean City, like just chilling.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've made a lot of good beers, and it's sad whenever we have to make a decision like, okay, this one isn't selling like we wanted it to, but I've got great alternatives that we currently make.
So if my research is accurate, you guys are currently in about like 18 to 20 states, right?
I would say around 15 to 16 right now. We're looking into We should have more distribution in North Carolina and South Carolina hopefully soon. So yes, 15 plus, but yeah, 15, 16 right now, including DC. And
What's like your top three state? Like, what is the top three states that are just absorbing and loving
yeah,
Heavy Seas?
home state, Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, DC, and I would say parts of Pennsylvania. When you get into cities like Philadelphia, it's
You're starting to get into
talking about
Trogs territory,
yeah,
probably.
saturation and everything. That's the other thing that has gotten, very interesting with craft beer over the years is um I believe very strongly in supporting local.
Hmm.
And
Me too.
if I'm
That's the whole reason kind of behind our channel is what we're
right.
doing.
And when I travel, if I'm, visiting a friend who lives out of state or whatever, and we're out, I mean, I seek out local beers too, because I want to see what else is there. Um, we used to sell a good bit of beer in North Carolina 6, 8 years ago. And our distribution has, decreased, but that's because within that time frame, 300 new breweries in North Carolina have opened up. So
Yeah.
I get it too with if you're a bar and restaurant owner, you want to carry local products too. And I mean that's impacted, I think, just beer as a whole too with distribution.
I feel like any city I go to, I always want to check out like one of the hot local breweries in that area. And I
For
feel like
sure.
you just look it up and every place you go to, it's like there's 20 breweries. Like you have to hit these. And like, oh my gosh, these breweries are just taking off like
Yeah.
left and right. It's nuts. Yeah. So Heavy Seas is doing very well, and you meet some awesome people. What is like one of the coolest people in the beer industry that you've had the pleasure of meeting?
I've met a lot of people. I've met Jim Cook with Sam Adams. I've met um
Their brewery in
yeah,
Boston.
me too. I've met Sam Calagione with Dogfish Head. I've met Kim Jordan, former owner of New Belgium. I'm pretty sure I've met the Trogs brothers, but that I think
Can't remember?
might have had, had a couple
Or,
babies on
oh,
ice.
okay, okay, right.
But
They've got a great tour. I would actually, in terms of tours, I would always put Trogs and Heavy Seas like one and two.
yeah,
For I'm not going to say which order or whatever because I don't want to rank this, but two of the best tours that I've been on, and Sam Adams. I've been on the Sam Adams
yeah.
tour. I know some secrets on how to get some extra beer at the Sam Adams tour too.
No,
Get in the back of the tasting room.
I'm fortunate that I've met a lot of good people in this industry. And yeah, some name stakes for sure, which has been really cool.
Very cool. So let's see the Bodacious Blonde, which I'm about to tap into
Here,
mine because my hazy's
this
gone and
is
you're
good.
falling behind.
I'm talking.
All right. So first of all, so this Bodacious Blonde,
Yeah.
I absolutely love the can art of the Bodacious Blonde. But can you give me a quick little history? Because I think there's a lot of speculation behind what went on with Guinness and everything, and what you can tell us, because I'm sure there's a lot you can't.
Sure.
But fill us in. Like, give us the history of the Bodacious.
Yeah, so we actually released this last September around Labor Day, and we didn't actually brew a ton of it. I think we brewed enough for like 1,000 cases of beer. And
Oh,
there
that is good. That's actually my first Bodacious Blonde. I haven't had.
really.
This is my first one.
So yeah,
That's
this
good.
beer it's just under 5% ABV. It's 4.5 if I'm not mistaken. Light, easy drinking. If you're looking for just like kind of a beer flavored beer, like this is a good one for you to try.
I wasn't a huge fan of the blonde, the Guinness blonde. Like I really didn't care for it. I didn't like the taste it left with me. This one, I like
Yeah.
this blonde, and I'm not the hugest blonde fan, but this one's really good. It is. It's smooth.
Yeah,
I
smooth.
could some crabs.
There's
This
some
would be a
oh
great
yeah, yeah.
beer to have
I,
with
I
some
know
crabs.
like Baltimore has some really iconic ales and lagers out there, if you will.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of reasons why we decided to brew Bodacious Blonde, but we kind of wanted to reclaim our status, if you will. Kind of
Yeah.
flex our OG muscles a little bit.
Yep. Yep.
We are a 20-year-old brewery. My father has made a lot happen within this industry, especially when he first opened Heavy Seas and some of the laws that he helped change.
Back
And
in 85, 86, right? That's when the legislation got passed for
I
the.
think 86 or 87. Yeah, so he helped pass the bill that legalized brew pubs in the state of Maryland. And the pub that he was working at,
Thank you, Mr. Hughes.
the pub that he was working at, Sisson,
Sissons.
yes, was the first brew pub in the state. So very cool. And then yeah, he was at Sisson's and was the lead brewer there until 93 to 94 when he started getting an itch to kind of brew on a larger scale, and then moved on from there to start this business venture, which
And
you
Heavy
know,
Seas kind of started because you wanted to do more experimental kind of brews and stuff on away from the Clipper City.
yeah. So this is kind of an unknown fact. Some people know it, but so our company is still Clipper City Brewing Company.
Right.
Our
That's like
brand, yes, is
it's Heavy
Heavy Seas
Seas.
Beer. So when we opened in the late 90s, early 2000s, we were producing Clipper City Pale Ale, McHenry Lager, a lot of those, popular traditional, English style beers, all under the Clipper City name. And then it wasn't until the early 2000s when we produced Loose Cannon,
Mhm.
Winter Storm.
Loose Cannon's still probably that's your flagship beer,
That
right?
is our flagship. Yeah, that is actually next year we'll be celebrating 20 years of Loose Cannon, which is very exciting. But so we we were brewing beers that were more experimental, and also a little bit higher in alcohol. So Loose Cannon is 7.25, Winter Storm is 7.5. There were a couple other beers within that sub brand, if you will, and that sub brand was Heavy Seas. And those beers took off. They were very popular. And as we were growing our distribution at that time, um, we found that people were resonating more and remembering Heavy Seas more so than Clipper City.
Okay.
So in 2005, I don't know the exact years off the top of my memory, but that's when we rebranded everything as Heavy Seas Beer. So Heavy Seas Beer is our brand, but Clipper City Brewing Company is still the name on my paycheck.
All right. Hey,
Yep.
I like it. Okay, so we're gonna go a couple fan questions because I wanted to open it up and let some of our fans on the channel like hit you with some questions, so it's not just all me. So first of all, and this comes from Nick, right? So, and I'm actually interested in this because this is one I couldn't find the answer to. So tell me about Hoppy the Parrot. I want to know about Hoppy the Parrot.
Okay. So you're a fan of our beers.
I am.
You probably have seen over the last 10, 15 years some of the logo changes, the evolution of our labels. Um, Loose Cannon, the very first artwork of Loose Cannon had a pirate and his parrot on the
Okay.
graphic. And a couple of our other beers had that same pirate and parrot. And we evolved and changed our graphics. Now, this is obviously Hazy Cannon, but it's got a cannon with a hop blasting out of it. Loose Cannon has kind of similar artwork. And the parrot and the pirate were sort of retired. And then more recently, people started reminiscing, I guess, and asking about, did you guys ever have a name for the parrot
Mhm.
or the pirate? And Hopsy has been named the parrot that used to be on the old Loose Cannon
Hopsy.
artwork.
Okay.
Hopsy the parrot.
Hopsy the Parrot.
Yeah, Nick was getting you to ask me that for
Yeah.
his own behalf to chuckle.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Who determines, like, if a beer is successful, like, say you're planning on doing something on a limited release, but it just
Yeah.
takes off and it's hugely popular? Who back here makes that decision, like, hey, we are going to make this a staple. We're going to make this available year round?
It is definitely a group decision. And I don't think people always realize how much work and time it is to make a decision like that
Mhm.
because it's not like we'll just think up a beer style and then in a matter of a couple weeks, we're releasing it. There's the label artwork, there's the conversations that have to be had with our wholesalers and introducing a new product to them. So it definitely can take some time before any kind of decision like that is made. What we will do a lot of times is we have a 15 barrel brew house on site, and we definitely use that for collaborations, R&D. So if we're interested in possibly producing a new beer that we're going to release to the market, we will like test brew it
Mhm.
on the 15 barrel, and then we'll serve it in our tap room. And that is kind of the beauty of not just our tap room, but any brewery's tap room. That's where I mean, there's nowhere else that people can get all of the beers that we offer. When you go
Right.
to a restaurant, we might have one beer on tap. If you go to a liquor store or whatever, there might be a couple of our beers available. But I mean, this is where you get
When
we
you
have
have a
20 taps.
facility like this, you have the opportunity to get creative.
Exactly. So we have 20 taps. I mean, we offer flights. I mean, there's definitely opportunity to try a lot of different styles that you might not be familiar with.
I'm a flight guy. So whenever I go to a new place, I'm not
Yeah.
getting a beer. Like, I want to try everything you have. So I'm getting a flight or two.
Yeah, I
That's me.
agree. I like that too. But so a lot of times what we'll do is we'll do a test batch, like I said, and then we'll put it on our, on tap in the tap room, and then we'll gauge, like, are people really digging it? Are they not? And we pay attention to that and we try to get as much feedback as we can. Sometimes too, because on our 15 barrel, we'll have some kegs extra.
Hmm.
We'll take them to events too. So we'll take them to
Yeah.
craft beer festivals, store tastings, whatever. Just so we can again get customer intel on, like, is this something that people are interested in, and then we will ultimately then make a decision if it's something we feel very strongly about moving forward, to brew it on a larger scale.
Awesome. All right. So it is time. We are going to hit you with the Maryland Minute. And I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions,
Okay.
see how awesome of a Marylander you really are.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready for this?
I'm gonna try to be.
You better have some great answers, considering that you guys are like the OGs in the Maryland brewing game.
Okay, cool.
Okay, you ready? Who's got the best Maryland crab cake?
So I have kind of a weird thing about my crab cakes. I don't mind filler, but my favorite filler is not breadcrumbs, it's Ritz crackers.
Oh,
Any kind of
little
like
saltiness.
protein.
Yeah.
So that's something when I make crab cakes at home, like, that is what I do. I feel like my secret.
So you're saying your crab cake is the best one?
That's let's go with that.
Very nice. Hey, now I want one of your crab cakes. All right. Burgers, cookies, or Otterbeins cookies?
Otterbein.
Have you ever yelled "Oh" during the National Anthem at an out-of-state event?
Yes.
What
Yes.
What beer do you drink with your crabs?
Something light, like Bodacious Blonde is probably this season's beer. Our well-made lager is also great.
What's one of the weirdest things you put Old Bay on besides crabs?
Eggs.
Eggs.
I don't know
That
if
is a
that's
new
weird.
one. I have never tried eggs.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. F, Marry, Kill. Thrasher's Fries, Fisher's Popcorn, or Dumser's Dairyland?
What was it?
All right.
Kill?
F, Marry, Kill. Thrasher's Fries, Fisher's Popcorn, or Dumser's Dairyland? Have you never done an F, Marry, Kill?
I have, but not with food. I'm gonna kill the Fisher's popcorn. I'm gonna marry the Dumpster's ice cream. And I'm effing Thrasher's fries.
Sweet.
Weird question.
What is the worst or weirdest place you've stayed at in Ocean City?
So my parents actually live in Delaware, so I haven't been to Ocean City and really stayed there for a long time. I was kind of a Bethany, Dewey, Rehoboth girl growing up.
All right.
So-
You're getting the buzzer on that one.
Yeah.
Have you ever attended Hunfest?
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah.
What's your go-to snowball flavor?
I like egg custard. I also like blue skylight. I think that's what it's called, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Skylight. Yeah.
Skylight, yeah.
Sure. And your favorite local attraction, the zoo, aquarium, or the science center?
Aquarium.
The aquarium.
I was at the aquarium about a month ago.
Very cool.
It was cool.
All right. Well, I think, besides the Ocean City thing, how do you not go to Ocean City? And go on the boardwalk.
I just haven't.
Just don't stay there.
Ocean
Oh, you just
City.
dip your toes in Ocean City and then go back up to Delaware. Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, is there anything else that you want to hit us with before we wrap up today? Anything special, upcoming events, any special brews you want to hit us with?
Event-wise, yes, we've got a lot we're always doing stuff in our tap room, from upcoming beer releases. I'm not gonna announce it just yet, but we have a beer release on March 11th. So put that on your calendar, and we'll be announcing more on our social media, our website soon.
You guys just had that Midnight Diver. That was pretty hot.
Yeah,
Oh, that was good.
So beer releases, that's pretty common for us, and that could be beers that we are releasing in the market, but also taproom exclusives.
How about a hint? You're not giving it away, but a hint.
Citrus.
All right. Ooh. All right. I like it.
Let that percolate. So yeah, we're always doing stuff in our tap room. We have a comedy show actually next week. on Friday the 23rd. We have some cool stuff planned for March. We have a like a makers event, a shopping event on March 9th, which will be, I think, the day after International Women's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the makers that will be here are all female-owned businesses. So that one's pretty cool. We're going to be doing some fun stuff for St. Patrick's Day.
That's my go-to. Yeah.
Yes,
I was here on St. Patrick's Day last year.
nice, nice. So yeah, we always have good things planned in the tap room. All of that information can be found on our website, on our social medias, heavyseasbeer.com, and also at Heavy Seas Beer on all of our channels. So
Now, I will say, I totally outdrank you. I feel like a drunk. But yeah, this was fantastic. I mean, I
Yeah.
love me some Heavy Seas, but
yeah, so just
sincerely, you know,
recap: Hazy Cannon, Bodacious Blonde.
dude,
Yeah.
both of them were fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sitting down with me and having beers, plural.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And thank you so much for watching. Heavy Seas, come on out. It's a great tap room. They got the game room in the back. It's a fantastic time. It's family friendly, pet friendly.
Pet friendly, dog friendly, primarily. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please,
It's a
please
great tap house.
come check us out if you've never been here before. We always have fun stuff coming up, so we'd
Yep.
love to see you.
Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for subscribing. We're going to bring you lots more of these awesome videos and beer with segments. And until next time, aloha from the bar, my friends. Peace out.